Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
And a very good morning, everyone, and welcome along to Chasing Winners. David Shortte will be with us in a few moments' time, and we've also got Jesse Erenshaw to take a look at the Friday night Dawesville Cup program and Saturday night at Cannington. Jesse, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pete. Pleasure to be here.
Looking forward to what is going to be a very good program tonight at Cannington. And you and I were discussing during the week, and we've been discussing over the last few weeks about some of the greyhounds that are going to be in contention for the WA Greyhound of the Year as we come towards the end of the year. And there's a long list, isn't there? Obviously, Elite Machine, who won the 2 Group 1s. You have Crumble Manelli, who took out the Sandgroper. And then you've got greyhounds that have won listed races and also other group races, including Couch Surfer, who won over 250,000. Electrified won 220,000. Rip and Grace won the Group 2 Oaks and over 160,000. She also finished third in a Group 1 up in Queensland. Sage Tennille, of course, won the Group 1 National Sprint Final. And Shorty and I and you have mentioned about King Tommy, who won over 160,000. So there's probably 6 or 7 dogs in WA over 2023 that have given us so much excitement and enjoyment.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be an interesting task for you and the boys to rank these greyhounds. Lucky that you don't have to order them. It's just the number 1 seed, and I think we have a reasonably good idea who that will be in Elite Machine, barring any surprises. But it's certainly come up with a long list of contenders, something that we haven't really seen in a while, to have so many standout dogs all at the same time on the same scene, Pete. Yeah,
well, he won 2 Group 1s, didn't he, Elite Machine? But I remember one year Genev won 2 Group 1s and didn't win the WA Greyhound of the Year. It was taken out that year by Lindale Blues. So anything can happen, and the panel have their reasons, and they'll sit down and discuss that, and that will be announced on the 4th of February, Sunday the 4th of February. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to the Dawesville Cup tonight. It was first run back in 1999, and the Christine Robertson-trained Ruling Reason was successful. And last year, Morgan Turner won the race with Forge Manelli. So it'll be interesting who takes out this year's race. But as we wait Shorty to come along, let's get into our thoughts on the program. We'll start off with race number 1, and this is over one of Shorty's favourite distances, the 300 metres, and the favourite currently in an open market before the scratchings come through is Esperance Ace, currently quoted at $2.80 for Justin Wood.
I'll give you a quick statistic, Pete. My first ever feature race final win as a handler was the Dawesville Cup back in 2016, I believe, with Uranium.
There you go, 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yep, well, 2018, Uranium was successful.
There you go. That was my first ever feature race win, and I haven't won one since. Okay. Race number 1, I've gone 4, 8, 3 and 1 with 4 Our Aim on top for Chris Ulster's good winner over the trip from a similar box, 2 back in 17.09. Competitive time, I think, should take this out. From 8, Esperance Ace, who's got a good time on the board as well, 17.16. But just from the box, I think Our Aim should hold Esperance Ace out third. I'll have 3, Diesel Fitter, who ran a nice third last week. And for 4th, I'll throw on 1, Dido Bell for Andrew McLaren, 4, 8, 3 and 1, race 1.
So 4, 8, 3 and 1 for Jesse. I'm going as with you, with number 4, Our Aim. I think that he'll be very hard to beat. He won from a similar draw 2 starts back in good time. 2, Argyle Rose, start number 50, has been placed at 2 of her last 3, 2 of them over this distance. Number 8, Esperance Ace, and 1, Dido Bell, 4, 2, 8, 1 in race number 1. Race number 2, 50 years of racing. John Iwanick, named after one of the legends of WA Greyhound racing, and the favourite here is number 4, Charlie's Harley, currently quoted at $3.40. I thought B Pacific would be hard to beat for Jamie Marsh, a greyhound who'd been racing consistently up at Cannington, had been knocking on the door with a couple of placings at his last 2, comes down for his first race start over this distance, and I'm going to put him on top. B Pacific is currently quoted at around $4.60. I thought number 6, Power Up Yoshi, is also a greyhound that can run into the money here for third. Number 7, Attagirl, and 8, Molotov Boy. 2, 6, 7 and 8. I've left out the favourite in Charlie's Harley. Which way are you going?
Well, I've left out your on top selection and B Pacific. Just quickly, good luck to Samantha. My sister, she owns this greyhound, trained by Jamie, of course. I've gone 4, 8, 3, 6, 4, Charlie's Harley on top, coming off a decent qualifying trial effort at Cannington. 22.31. Had no luck on debut over the trip after jumping quickly. I think can be a big improver here. For second, number 8, Molotov Boy, been racing well over the 488 metres at Mandurah and the 400 metres here as well. Comes into box number 8, which is a slight query. Doesn't have a great record from wide draws. For third, number 3 in Nali Nala. Greyhound has been thereabouts since arriving on the scene. Running over the 520 at Cannington as well, so she should be reasonably strong late. And for fourth, I'll throw in 6 Power Up Yoshi for Morgan Turner. 4, 8, 3 and 6 in race number 2, Pete.
All right, race number 3 is a novice. It's over the 400 metres, and Sunset Bubbles is the favourite at $2.30. Miss Vivas at $3.50. And Sunset Bubbles does look very hard to beat for David Hobby. Before I get your selections, I'll welcome in David Shortte, who's joining us in the studio. He's been a very busy man this morning with Christmas about to come on to us, and also the fact that he'll be going on leave. He's got a lot to get through this morning. How are you, Shorty?
I'm very well indeed. Thank you, Pete. Also to you, Jesse, everyone tuned in to Chasing Winners on this Friday morning. Great to have your company. Missed the first couple. I can give you my tips for those races. Yep. First race, number 8 on top there, Esperance Ace. Like it from the draw. Clear Dangers drawn box number 4. Our Aim, if it beats it out, probably beats it home. Number 2 in Argyle Rose, who's been racing very, very consistently of late. And number 1, Dido Bell, 8, 4, 2 and 1 for me in the first race. Thought race number 2 was a little more challenging, as is generally the case in the maidens. I'll go with B Pacific for Jamie Marsh on top, greyhound at number 2. Then including number 6, Power Up Yoshi for Morgan Turner. I thought number 8 in Molotov Boy was worthy of inclusion, and also number 4, Charlie's Harley. 2, 6, 8 and 4 there in race 2 to go along with 8, 4, 2 and 1 in the first.
What about in the third then, Shorty, while you're on a roll?
Race number 3 on the program. It's another pretty good race here. I didn't have a lot between numbers 2 and 4. Ended up landing on number 2, Sunset Bubbles, just slightly in front of number 4, Mazuma Mayhem. I think the change for Mazuma Mayhem going from Mandurah to Cannington was good. Sparked the dog up. Really good win there last time out. So not a lot between those, including number 5, Miss Vivas, who's in a real purple patch of form at the moment, as is the trainer, Damien Credelli. And I'll round it out with greyhound number 1, Pint of Special, who's been certainly racing consistently for Colleen Pearson. The paws on the till, 2, 4, 5 and 1.
I'll go 5, 2, 4, 1. 5 Miss Vivas. I'll make it one of my better bets on the card. Was second last week behind West on Marley. Went 6.28 early, which is a really good first section. If she can repeat that, she's going to be pretty hard to beat because she'll be out in front. She's run 22.37 last week, which is a really competitive time for these novices. For second, number 2, Sunset Bubbles. Greyhound who beat Miss Vivas last start from an inside draw. For third, 4, Mazuma Mayhem, coming off that good win at Cannington. And for fourth, 1, Pine of Special for Colleen Pearson. 5, 2, 4, 1, race 3.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I think Sunset Bubbles has enough speed to be able to hold out Miss Vivas, and the fact that she defeated her last start, I'm going that way, same as Shorty. So I'll go 2, 4, 1 and 5. We've got the same first 4 numbers, but just in a slightly different order. Sunset Bubbles on top for me. Let's go to race number 4 on the program. And this race here, Kisses for Chaos, looks hard to beat, in my opinion, from a wide draw, and the punters agree, and the bookmakers at $1.90, Shorty. So I'm going 8 on top. A greyhound who has been placed from the draw, was a really smart winner going back 3 starts ago in a similar type of race. For second, I'll go for number 3, which is Care Factor. A greyhound who's shown ability up in Cannington and I think will appreciate this track. Number 7, Homer's Odyssey, and 5, Jelly Manelli. 8, 3, 7 and 5.
8, 3, 7 and 5 for Pete there in race number 4. I've also gone with number 8, Kisses for Chaos. Pretty solid time this greyhound put on the board there last time out. 27 and 43 is going to see you competitive in grades probably even higher than where it's at here for this particular assignment. I guess the key's just getting it right from box number 8 for Kisses for Chaos, but we have seen this greyhound finish runner-up from this draw in good time, 27.62, behind a talented type in Common Speed, was only beaten a length on that occasion, so more than happy to have number 8 on top, and looks to be really well placed. The price is not overly exciting, but I think it'll be the dog that they do have to beat. From number 5, Jelly Manelli. This greyhound's likely to get back, but really will be strong over the concluding stages, and if Kisses for Chaos does anything wrong, Jelly Manelli's probably the one that's over the top late. I'll include number 3, Care Factor, and number 1 in Westdale Opal. So 8, 5, 3 and 1 for me in race number 4.
I'll go 3, 5, 8, 7. 3, Care Factor on top. City Class 4 We'll say that again. City Class form back to Provincial Class Company here. I think can be a big improver. Mandurah Circuit should suit his running pattern. For second, number 5, Jelly Manelli, coming back from a stint in Victoria. Ran some quick times over the 600 metres at Sandown. Went 34.10 and 34.50 when it last won 6 starts ago. coming off a Stewards trial, though. That is very risky, where it was second in 27.64. For third, number 8, Kisses for Chaos, the deserved favourite there. Just a bit sticky, the wide draw over the 488 now. And for fourth, I'll throw in 7, Homer's Odyssey, who usually runs a pretty good race in this class. 3, 5, 8 and 7, race 4.
Let's go to race number 5. It's the Greyhounds WA Dawesville Cup Final, and this is an outstanding race. $12,000 up for grabs, $8,000 to the winner. Forge Manelli won this race last year. I mentioned earlier on Shorty and Jesse told me that he handled Uranium back in 2018 when successful for his father, Terry. This is an outstanding race, and Cubit Manelli was outstanding last week, setting a new track record, but there was a couple of other smart runs in on the night as well, including My Anarchy Boy, who was very, very impressive. Cubit Manelli's come up at $1.60. He deserves to be favourite. I'm not sure whether he deserves to be that price in this quality of field, but, gee, he's been impressive at his last 2.
He has, absolutely. There's a lot of high-quality young greyhounds that I think we're going to be finding a lot more about over the next few months. And Cubit Manelli and My Anarchy Boy are top of the pile. They're both excellent sprinters that have got very bright futures. I think they're both set for top grade, and they'll do excellent things over the next few months in the build-up to that particular level. I think that Nangar Bubbles is a dog that's proven itself to be right up there with our top liners. And some of these other greyhounds that Chris Hulse have also got scope to improve. I thought Carter Axelrod was excellent, winning its heat last week, and Redhead Rider been a consistent campaigner right the way through. Can you fight? So there's no mugs in this race. You'd be happy to take any of them home. Cubit Manelli is the deserved favourite and the dog to beat, though. 26.78 last week was just electric. It went 21.94 over 400 the week before, which is just staggering. And let's go back to its last 2 runs at Cannington. Wins in 29.42 and 29.54. Point blank, when Cubit Manelli gets a look at the arm, it's probably just about laying claims to being the fastest dog in the state right now. So it has to go on top, but I won't be personally backing it at the $1.60. Danger's number 7, My Anarchy Boy, who I've got a massive opinion of. I think the pennies really dropped with this dog. Recent performances have been excellent. It's 0.2, so it's about 3 lengths inferior to Cubit Manelli on the clock for that most recent run, but it did go a length quicker than that the start prior, and Cubit Manelli has got a little bit to deal with early with some of the pace in this race, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility that My Anarchy Boy could be right there in the finish. And then I think you could sort of choose from a few. I'm going to go with number 4, Nangar Bubbles, who never runs a bad race. It's very consistent as far as hitting the frame goes. And 6, Carter Axelrod, who'll be really strong to the line. So 2, 7, 4 and 6 for me in tonight's feature. It's a wonderful race.
I'll go 2, 7, 1, 8. Interesting affair. We've got the first 2 dogs to ever break the 27-second barrier at Mandurah, and including the first dog to ever break the 22-second barrier. Cubit Manelli goes on top, though. He's got superior form at Cannington. He's run quicker times. I think he should lead and win. The second, 7, My Anarchy Boy, he's been really good his last 2 to break 27. It's a massive effort, and I think that just both these greyhounds are going to go on to bigger and better things. For third, number 1, West on Bambi, and for fourth, 8, West on Gecko has got a good record from box number 8, so had the 9 starts for 2 wins and 4 minors. 2, 7, 1 and 8, race 5.
I'm going 2 on top as well in Cubit Manelli to beat 7, My Anarchy Boy, 4, Nangar Bubbles, 1, West on Bambi, 2, 7, 4 and 1. I see you've worn in your Sandgroper hat this morning, Shorty. If you had the choice at this point in time, you hold the tab touch slot and you want to lock in Cubit Manelli or My Anarchy Boy, who do you choose?
Oh, that's a tough question, Pete. I think, that's a tough question.
Quick answer, Shorty.
I'll go, on the clock, you'd have to say Cubit right now.
Jesse?
Sunset Tyson after Wednesday's performance.
I'll give him 2 choices and he doesn't give me one of those.
A or B, and he goes for C.
Yeah, he goes for C.
Yeah.
As you'd expect.
Yeah.
The scratchings through, it's interesting talking point. As
it is.
Lead into the Sandgroper.
Definitely.
There's some very
Now's
talented.
the time to sort of figure out which youngster you'd want to take into the race.
But there's just so many good quality greyhounds that are in WA at the moment. It's going to be very exciting. Now, the scratchings are through, thanks to Samara Pickett for sending these through. In race 1, scratch 6, Tiger Mickey, and 9, Grey, 6 and 9. Reserves out of race 3, reserves out of the Dawesville Cup. Go to race 7, scratch 8, Wild Ollie. Go down to race 11, 3, Forward Scout, 8, Halcyon Days reduces the field to 6, so 3 and 8 come out, and they're the only scratchings for tonight's program. Let's go to race number 7 on the card, race number 6 at least on the card, and this is over the 400 metres, the 50 years of racing, Kay Fleming, and the favourite is with number 4, Sandpatch at $3. interesting to see how she goes first up over this distance. She has been racing consistently at different journeys, Jessie, up in town.
It is a good race. I think she might just be found out a little bit over the 400 metres with some of these quick beginners in the field. I've gone 2-1-4-8, 2 returning tight on top. He's really been flying out of the boxes of late. Last week was really good, defeated Impress Rocks in 22.33. Before then, broke the 300 metre track record there at Mandurah. For second, number 1, Agent 11, has been leading a lot of 488 metre races for fun. Just finds the trip right on her limit. Before then was good winner at Cannington. For third, 4, Sandpatch. Interesting to see how she go for the first up at the Mandurah circuit. Just think there's a little bit of speed on her inside. Interesting. I think I'll just watch here, but she's got that good city class form. And for fourth, I'll throw in 8, Tweak Freak for Andrew McLaren. He's first up after a couple months on the sidelines. 2, 1, 4 and 8, race 6.
Open race. Accordingly, I'm looking for a little bit of value each way with the pink runner here, Tweak Freak. I'd be pretty surprised if this greyhound doesn't appreciate the new Mandurah circuit and a little bit of room to wind up into its races. We go back to the last time it had box number 8, 4 starts ago in town. It went 5.50 for an early split. A greyhound that's been going around in city grade sprint races drops back to provincial grade over the 400. One thing I can tell you, if Tweak Freak gets room to move and is near the top of the speed, they're going to be battling to hold it out because it's a greyhound that runs the 500 and most of the remainder of this opposition do not. So 8 on top on an each-way basis. I think at the very worst you'll hit the frame and get your money back. From number 2, Returning Tide, who's flying at the moment. Last 2 wins have been excellent. Number 3, Westdale Fury in this grade's not far from a win. And then I didn't have much between 4, Sandpatch, and also number 1, Agent 11. But on an each-way basis, I thought it looked to be a decent bet at the $5.50, 8, 2, 3 and 4.
I'm going with number 4 in Sandpatch. I've always been a fan of this greyhound, and she's won 8 of 25, so she hasn't let me down too many times. I think she's got a lot of ability, and I'm not concerned about the 400 metres for her. I think the straight run and the bigger track will suit her. Number 6 for second, Cheyenne Lani. This greyhound here is dropping back from Free For All Company back into a grade 4. Number 8, Tweak Freak. I agree with what you're saying, Shorty. And 2, Returning Tide, 4, 6, 8, 2. Race 7, over the 400, Free For All. Brilliant win by Crumble Manelli last week to run down All Over Carja. Comes up at $1.60, All Over Carja at $2, and I think it'll be a repeat of last week. Number 4 on top, Crumble Manelli. 7 All Over Carja to run second again. 6 Robotnik and 1 Startup Ando, 4, 7, 6, 1.
4, 7, 6 and 1 for Pete. I'm in the same camp this week, though. No black odds, which is a setback. But Crumble Manelli will be winning. Really, really nice dog, as we know. Just a winning machine over a really significant period of time. From box number 4, again, the key here, it draws inside of All Over Carja. And so while All Over Carja was able to get by Crumble Manelli mid-race and head it, Crumble Manelli with the 8 of the inside, which again, it's got the inside draw advantage, should be able to hold the fence and just be too strong over the concluding stages. So 4 on top, one of the bets of the night, Crumble Manelli. Throw it into your multis. From number 7, The Logical Danger, All Over Carja. Number 1 in Startup Ando, who's going to need luck from the draw because it likes to get up the track a little. But if it does get that luck, it'll be charging at them out wide on the track late. And I'll also include Greyhound number 2 in Launch Control, who'll be doing that late. 4, 7, 1 and 2.
I'll go 4, 7, 6, 2 for Crumble Manelli on top. Ran a good 22.09. I think he can go a little bit quicker as well over the trip. He's lining up for a second straight birthday cup, I would assume here. For second, 7 All Over Carja. For third, 6 Robotnik. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2 Launch Control. 4, 7, 6 and 2, race 7.
Race number 8, the Les Beckett over the 400 metres. Les trained a greyhound for me many years ago. Renegade Kachis, the favourite here at $1.80. 3 wins in a row. Since coming across from the eastern states, no reason why he won't win again, Shorty.
Agreed. It's going to take a fair bit of stopping, I would suggest. Renegade Kachis in a purple patch of form, and Cozzy is as well. He had another really nice newcomer into the camp that was a good winner last night there at Mandurah, so long may it continue for Cozzy. The dog to beat, Renegade Kachis, just needs to turn up and run to the level that it has done over the last few starts. It'll be very hard to beat. At a bit of value, I don't mind the prospects of number 8, West Sunset Cobra. I thought that it was worth entertaining or at least having a small save on if you are backing Renegade Kachis in this race. Box 8's good for the dog. It gets room to wind up and it's a capable type on its night. Number 2, West on Outlaw, is also worthy of inclusion. And 6, Sassy Snickers was back into the winners list last time out. 5, 8, 2 and 6, race number 8.
I'll go 5-2-8-1, 5 Renegade Cachise on top, 3 straight at Mandurah. I think it will be 4 straight after tonight. Come from a variety of boxes, box 8, box 5. I think it won't be any concern here. I was surprised to see how much money he's actually earned, $64,000 after 17 starts. So he must have won a couple of features on the Eastern Seaboard, just proving how talented he is. For second, 2 Western Outlaw. For third, number 8, Sunset Cobra. And for fourth, I'll throw on 1 Stranger Within, 5, 2, 8 and 1 race 8.
5, 2, 4 and 6 for me in race number 8. Let's get through these last few before we get across to the first at Yarra Valley, where they're making their way to the start. Race number 9. This is over the 652. Good betting race here. The favourite, number 8, West on Nugget at 210. 270 if you say Sin Bin Sammy. I'm going West on Nugget. Good form up in town. And a greyhound will be very, very hard to beat here in race number 9. Number 4, Sin Bin Sammy, I'll put in for second. 1 if you say 7, Clifton Matilda. So 8, 4, 1 and 7, Shorty.
8, 4, 1 and 5 for me. 8, one of the best bets on the program, West on Nugget. It's got all the couch surfer form here, and that is just the best staying form in the business. From number 4, Sin Bin Sammy, who was a good winner in quick time at its only look here. Number 1, If You Say, looked a good thing last week and duly saluted. And number 5, Saganaki Kid, ran a cheeky race, went place last time out. It'll be a fair way back in fourth, but I think it can just about run fourth. But 8, one of the bets of the night, West on Nugget, 8, 4, 1, 5.
8, 4, 1, 7, 8 West on Nugget on top. We could probably see our first sub-37 second run over the new 652 start here. For second, number 4, Sin Bin Sammy. For third, number 1, If You Say. For fourth, 7, Clifton Matilda, 8, 4, 1, 7, race 9.
Race number 10, the Maureen Hunter, 50 years of racing. Hinto, the $1.22 favourite, Jesse.
Yeah, he's going to be the greyhound to beat. Took out the Mandurah Cup at Group 3 level earlier in the year, and he's probably one of the contenders for Greyhound of the Year as well. He's probably flown under the radar. For second, number 1, Go Seek Katoni. For third, 4, Rip and Tomahawk. And for fourth, 6, Stanger Fire, 8, 1, 4, 6, race 10.
Similar, 8, 4, 1, 6. I thought it might be a bit better than the 122 Hinto, to be honest, but probably understandable here. I'm going to throw in the outsider of the field for second, Rip and Tomahawk. I thought it was a cracking run last time out. It's a dog that when it leads, it's hard to get past and may well find the top in a race like this. From there, I thought it'd be hard to get by and could give a bit of cheek at big odds. 1, Go Seek Katoni, and 6, Stanger Fire. 8, 4, 1 and 6.
8, 6, 1 and 4 for me in race number 10 on the program. He's had 116 starts, Rip and Tomahawk. I saw a greyhound during the week have start number 300.
I heard you say that on before one of the races this week, Pete, and I thought I can't remember too many having much more than 300. I think there was a dog up in Queensland that had up around 400 at some stage, but
I've never heard that before. I thought that was
that's a lot of starts.
Remarkable.
A lot of
How
starts.
many did Thunderama have?
Not that many.
200?
Oh, it'd be well in excess of 200, I would have thought.
200 and...
All right, I'll look it up. I don't reckon he had...
It's hard to find those stats, the most starts and those sorts of numbers. Over the years, I've found that
Filthy
challenging.
Phantom comes to mind, 340.
He's run a lot,
starts.
yeah, absolutely. A lot of races.
Race number 11, Sneaky Emoji is the favourite, or second favourite, Jesse at 280 behind Mignon at 270, scratchings of 3 and 8 here. So that market might change a little bit because Halcyon Days was in the market.
I've gone 7-2-1-8-7 Sneaky Emoji on top. Just from the draws, a slight query, but was good. 27-16 winner here too, back in a country 5-6 race. Should be pretty hard to beat if he can step with him. For second, number 2, Mignon was a good run in the the Mandurah Cup, the Dawesville Cup heat last week, and has that 27-29 personal bets best set from a similar box. For third, 1, Power of Molly, and for 14, Halcyon Days, 7-2-1 and 8.
2, 7, 1 and 6, 2. I've gone with Mignon. I must admit, I'm a little surprised that it's opened up as the fave here, but I'll be with Mignon. I like the way it's going, and it now gets that room with no 3 forward scout in the race. From number 7, Sneaky Emoji is the clear danger. 1, Power of Molly, almost never misses a place when it draws the red, and 6, West on Smoky, 2, 7, 1, 6.
2, 7, 1 and 6. What were your numbers, Jesse? Sorry?
I'll go 7, 2, 1 and 6. I think Halcyon Days are scratched, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So 7, 2, 6 and 1 for me, Sneaky Emoji on top, and Thunderarmour had 183 starts. I can't remember too many that have had 200 starts in WA.
Oh, not in WA, certainly not.
Let's get through the last couple, boys, before we have a look at Cannington. Race number 12, the Norman King, the 50 years of racing, and the favourite here is with number 3, Panadero Thunder, at $3. Looks hard to beat, Shorty.
Looks a very open race. 3-7-4-6 for me. 3 Panadero Thunder in good hands with Ad Smithson, and the last win was excellent. 7 Kane and Stark, likewise with Steve Withers. Dog's got a big motor. 4 Victory Road, who's been going around in tougher, and 6 Idler Wild's also been racing really well for Max Julian. It's a deep race. 3-7-4-6.
I'll go 3-6-1-7. 3 Panadero Thunder was one of my best bets on the card. For second, 6 Idle a while. For third, 1 Impress Rocks. For fourth, 7 Cannon Stark. 3-6-1-7, race 12.
3, 6, 1 and 7. I'll go 3, 6, 7 and 4 with the Panadero Thunder on top as well. And the last tonight, race number 13 at 10:32. There's a few 14 race programs coming up, I see, over the weekend as well. Our Benson is the favourite here at $1.80 for Cody Charles. Not sure if Cody's in the state or whether he's headed to Queensland with Sage Tenniel, but he does look hard to beat. He's 1, 3 of 5 over the trip. Our Benson, 6 on top, 8 in Sparks Flying. A greyhound that can certainly improve from the wide draw. Number 2, Tahiti Dreams, and 1 Solid Tank. 6, 8, 2 and 1, Shorty.
I'll go each way in a pay 1 and 2 only race with number 8 Sparks Flying, a greyhound that has got a big motor. I've seen it win here in 22.50, so it knows its way around the Mandurah circuit. From number 6 in our Benson, who we've been with last couple of weeks, continues to race well. 1 Solid Tank was a really good effort taking out the dart, and 2 in Tahiti Dreams. 8, 6, 1 and 2.
I'll go 6, 1, 2, 8. 6 with our Benson on top. Was a winner 2 back in 22.31. Pretty good form lines for this sort of affair. For second, number 1 Solid Tank. For third, 2 Tahiti Dreams, and for fourth, 8 Sparks Flying. 6, 1, 2, 8, race 13.
Let's go to Ryan Levitsky with his thoughts. Just those numbers at Yarra Valley: 12, 5, 13 and 3 in race number 1. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. I forgot to ask you last week if you were selecting the WA Greyhound of the Year, the top 3: Couch Surfer, Electrified, Ripon Grace, Sage Tenniel, Crumble Manelli, Elite Machine, King Tommy. What would your top 3 be?
Oh, I don't know about a top 3, Pete, but I think Elite Machine would be winning quite easily, given that $1 million is $1 million in a calendar year. So haven't thought too much about second and third. The biggest highlight for me, apart from the Elite Machine win in Brisbane, would have been Sage Tenniel easily. But no, I haven't really thought about second and third.
All right. There was a greyhound called Genève that won 2 Group 1s and wasn't voted the WA Greyhound of the Year a few years back. So you never know. The panel can do strange things. Now, anyway, more importantly, what's your best tonight, please?
I've got a couple of roughies tonight. Real roughies, Pete. Sozens Azuri, race 6, number 7. $26 is available right now. Hasn't been pinging, always musters, is capable of pinging and mustering, and that's just a great bet for mine. I reckon he should be about $8 or $9. So 26 on offer at the moment, race 6, number 7. I like Renegade Kachis at the $1.80, race 8, number 5. And the other roughie, now, I know it's old, I know it's had a million starts, but race 10, number 4, Ripon Tomahawk, is $21. Debuted at Mandurah last start. Very, very good run. I know it's a good field. I love Hinto, but at the value, each way, race 10, number 4, Ripon Tomahawk.
Have you done a quaddie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, what about tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, race 8, number 1, Custard Manelli. $5 is available with Tab Touch right now. Great field, but box 1 worth its weight in gold for a dog like Custard Manelli. I like race 9, number 2, Jet Khan, and race 11, number 7, Little Bit Twisted, and a quaddie on Saturday night, 4 and 8 into 1, into 2, 4, 7, into 1, 2 and 8. That's just $18.
Okay, anything on Sunday, Christmas Eve for the punters, or maybe even, well, we have to wait till Tuesday to our next meeting?
Actually, there's no meeting Tuesday. Only just
okay, Tuesday's Boxing Day, so Wednesday will be the next one. Okay, anything for Sunday, Christmas Eve?
Yes, Pete, I do. I like race 14, number 5, Blessed Doll for Aaron Brown. Ran a nice race the other day, up to 488. Will be finishing like a rocket. So race 14, number 5, Blessed Doll for Aaron Brown in the last there on Christmas Eve.
WA pools only. I like that, Ryan. Enjoy your Christmas. Thanks for all your help during the year, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again. We will have a program next Friday. We'll look forward to catching up with you then if you're available.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Ryan Levitsky joining us. Shorty, I'm going to ask you, and keeping in mind time frame, I've asked Jesse out of the top two. He gave me a 3. I asked Ryan for his top 3. He just gives me 1. So I'm going to ask you, who's going to finish 4th in the WA Greyhound of the Year to see what your answer is. Who's your top 3?
I'm going to give you what Ryan gave you. I'm not giving any more up because I haven't drilled right down. We've got our meeting in a couple of weeks' time, and I like to be able to go through everything. Well, I've got a couple of weeks off now, and I'll have the chance to sit down and forensically go through runner by runner. And then when we sit down and go through this as a group, I can go in with a very well-calculated, measured reasoning behind why I have gold, silver and bronze in the positions that they are.
All right. Do you think it'll be fiery this year?
I believe so. I think this will be one of the more heated sessions that we will have had as a group. And for people that sort of would like to be a fly on the wall, there have been, over the years, some very, very spirited debates on who should and shouldn't be winning Greyhound of the Year. And I love that. I love the fact that people go with passion and a reason why they like who they like.
Looking forward to it. Okay, your best and a quaddie, please.
Best for tonight. I think that we can team up with race 7, number 4, Crumble Manelli, into race 9, number 8, West on Nugget. I think they'll both be winning. And then race 11, number 2, Mignon, is pretty reasonable price-wise. In that race, I'm taking 2-7, so the clear danger's number 7 now, especially with those scratching sneaky emoji. I think they'll run first and second. I think Power of Molly will run third. So 2-7. 2-7-1 there. And if you're looking for a bit of value, I think Tweak Freak each way is worth a spec. Race 6, number 8, around that 550 range.
Jesse?
I'll go race 3, number 5, Miss Vivas. Race 12, number 3, Panadero Thunder. And 1 at value, race 4, number 3, Care Factor. For a quaddie, we'll go 2-7 the first leg, 1-2-4-8 the second leg, standout 4 in the third leg, and standout 5 in the final leg there, Pete.
All right, let's get to race number 1 on Saturday night. No market up with Tab Touch at the moment. I'll go 3, Fennec Fox, a greyhound who's run second twice from her last 3. 4, Wise Abalone was impressive on debut for Michael Hine. For third, number 1, Rogue Runner, and 8, Trendy Dingo. 3, 4, 1, 8, Shorty.
3, 4, 1 and 8 for Pete on Saturday night to kick things off with this novice race. Challenging way to kick the night off. I'll go with number 3, though, Fennec Fox on top for Enzo Credelli. Runner-up 2 of its last 3. Looks just about ready to win again. From number 1, Rogue Runner, I think the draw certainly should assist its prospects. 4 was an impressive debut, as you touched on, and I'll throw in number 5, Getaway Sticks, who has been placed 2 of his last 3 at a price. It might do the same again on Saturday night. 3, 1, 4, 5.
I'll go the inside division, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, Fennec Fox on top. From Wise Abalone, 1, Rogue Runner, 2, Dramas, 3, 4, 1, 2, race 1.
All About Stone, the $2.50 favourite in from 265, Shorty, in race number 2, and a greyhound who I think's got a fair bit of ability.
It has indeed. It's a greyhound that will be looking to be hitting the line hard. Thought this was a really interesting affair. There's a number of these Dave Hobby runners that are well above average. They don't all have a perfect racing pattern, though. Quite a few of them can be get-back run-on types that just need that little bit of luck on the way through. All About Stone I'll team up with on this occasion from box number 1. From number 8, Storm Alert, who will get a bit of room to find itself into a spot early doors in this particular event. 2, Sunset Nightjar, who is a very good beginner but does get wary the last little part. And number 5 in Ghost Emoji. Not a race that I'll be stepping into personally. 1, 8, 2 and 5.
I'll go 2, 5, 1, 8, 2 Sunset Nightjar to lead and be pretty hard to catch. All About Stone for third. 5 Ghost Emoji I've got for second, in fact. For third, All About Stone. For fourth, I'll throw an 8 Storm Alert, who was a nice run last week, coming off the pace. 2, 5, 1 and 8, race 2.
1, 5, 2 and 7. I like All About Stone. I'm a fairly big wrap on this greyhound. I think he'll improve from the inside draw. Number 5 for second, Ghost Emoji, who has ability. 2, Sunset Nightjar, and 7, Hard Maintenance. So Hobby to have the first 3, 1, 5, 2 and 7. Race number 3 on the program. More open market here. The favourite is with number 8, All About Coal at $4.20. A greyhound who hasn't had a lot of luck in recent starts over the 600 metres, and it's probably not going to be any easier from box number 8, even though he has won from box number 8 over the 600, Shorty. I just thought this race had a little bit more speed. What are your thoughts?
I'm going 8173, 8 on top, All About Cole. I actually like this dog drawn off the track. I don't love box 8 over 600, but this is the box that the dog won from 3 starts ago, running sub 35 seconds. You go to its other win over this distance, and it was from box 7. So All About Cole just appreciates being drawn outside of dogs and being able to swoop around them, and I think accordingly looks well placed. And at 420, I'm happy to have a bet there. From number 1, Supercharge, this dog's been screaming out for the extra trip now, and it comes up with a perfect draw. I liked its run at Mandarin, that free-for-all behind Honestly too, and then last week I had something on it and just got too far out of its ground. So it really is racing down, and it may well be that this trip is exactly what the dog's looking for now. So happy enough to have it in as the danger. 7 Jamie keeping, pardon me. I've learnt from last week there. It was a winner 3 back in 34.9, something like that, hard to beat. And 3 Mongolian Tiger, 8173.
I'll go 1-2-8-5, 1 Supercharge on top. Like Shorty said, just been crying out for 600 metres. Has failed in his 2 attempts over the trip. Expecting improvement. He's a different dog since the last time he's been over the trip. For second 2, Harley Manelli. She's run some cheeky races over the trip with a good record. 12 starts, 3 wins and 4 minors. For second 8, All About Cole. Just worried about the box draw. It's not ideal over 600 metres. And for fourth 5, Tessa Nature's been running some decent races. 1, 2, 8 and 5, race 3.
I'm going to go with All About Cole. Even though he has drawn wide, he's going to come across, and I think there's a couple underneath him, including Wooden Hands, that'll be able to bring him across from the wide draw. Just needs to get clear galloping room into the straight. So 8 on top. From 7, Jamie keeping. I think she'll come across with him as well. 6 Wooden Hands and 2 Harley Manelli. 8, 7, 6 and 2. I think the inside brigade might get squeezed up a little bit. Let's go to race number 4, the Ray Delacoste. 50 years of racing. A couple of greyhounds here with start number 50 next to their name, Sunset Louis, and also Dusty Deluxe. And we see the Punters HQ have Tiger Jack come across to WA and join Shane Williams to see whether Shane can improve his form. The favourite is with Tiger Jack at $2.45 out from $2.35, and I don't think he can run in the first 4, Shorty, but you might have him on top. Which way are you going?
I have. Actually, I'm happy to declare I'm part owner of this dog, Pete, so I know what it's been doing. It hasn't trialled the house down, but I can tell you right now that if Tiger Jack turns up with anywhere near its best, this race is over. But I don't know if he's racing to that level at the moment, it must be said. So it's been a little while. He's raced against some of the best stayers in Australia and been very competitive at his best. There's not too many in this field that could say that, it's fair to say. So he's not there at the minute. You would look at its recent form and say, gee, it's got a bit to do, but I think the change of environment will be good for the dog. It might take him 2 or 3 runs to get to his top, but hopefully we get to see it. I've got it on top, but like I say, I just want to see him go around. I know his best would be winning this from number 6, Sunset Louis. If it can get down to the rails early, this dog's a massive danger. 4 Flying Frida, the last little bit will be a threat. We've seen it get run down over 600, so certainly not guaranteed to be 700 metres and really strong to the line. And number 3, Papa Mono, is a greyhound that will be finishing the race off well. 8, 6, 4 and 3.
I've gone 8, 3, 4, 6, 8, Tiger Jack on top. I thought we would have had a little bit better of a quote, but we'll see how it goes. First up from a wide draw, definitely a race I'll stay out of. For second 3, Papa Mono, decent record over the trip, 10 starts, 4 minors, and he's won over the trip before in the past. For third, 4 Flying Frida, first up over 7.15 will be interesting. And for fourth, 6 Sunset Louis, who's run some decent races in the past. 8, 3, 4, 6, race 4.
4 Flying Frida on top for me. She leads here. She went that 34.47 over the 600. I don't think they'll catch her on Saturday night. Number 7 for second, Dusty Deluxe, a greyhound who will be suited over this distance. Has been racing well over the 600. Number 3, Papa Mono, will be charging home. 6 Sunset Louis. And good luck, Shorty, with your greyhound. And Shane Williams will need to be... I won't say Jesus Christ, but born on Christmas Day. But gee whiz, he'd need to improve lengths from what I've seen his recent starts. But 4-7-3-6 in race number 4. To race number 5 on the program, before you get in with a response, West on Booney's the favourite here at $2.65. Probably come out and win by 10 now. Lisa Manelli is the mother of Stevie Manelli, and of course she had a runner in the Melbourne Cup recently for Shane Williams. Which way are you going here, Shorty?
I'm teaming up with my old mate West on Booney here. I think the downgrade's perfect. Back in grade 5 company. He's got a big motor, this fellow, very versatile, and will be hard to beat. There is a big danger drawn out there in the Fairy Flosso. Number 8 in Sunset Mirage, a greyhound that'll appreciate the room to drive into a spot early on in this race. I'll then include number 2, Wolfman, who made a nice return for Steve Withers at its most recent run there at Mandarin. It was a pretty impressive performance. And I'll include the greyhound you just touched on there, number 6 in Stevie Manelli, who'll be charging home late. 4, 8, 2 and 6.
I'll go 8, 4, 1, 2, 8. Sunset Mirage on top. Good record from a wide draw. 3 starts, 2 wins. Was a little bit unlucky 2 back when he had box number 8. Comes into this race with decent form. I think can win here. For second for West on Booney, greyhound who took out the Group 2 All-Stars a couple months ago. Can't underestimate that form. For third, number 1, Sammy Cambrow's got that good 488 metre form at Manchester, sparing the boxes of late. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2, Wolfman, 8, 4, 1, 2, race 5.
I'll go 4, 8, 3 and 5. Number 4, West on Booney as well. I think he's a class runner of the field. Sunset Mirage, good record from wide draws. 3, Moment to Hustle has been chasing well for Joe Daly. And number 5, No Limit Needed, 4, 8, 3, 5. Race number 5. Race number 6 is the Sharon Piotrowski over the 600 metres, 50 years of racing. Vacant box in 5. Couch Surfer, $1.22 favourite. Continues on his winning way over the 700, and he's won 7 of 12 over the 600 metres. 6 from 6, importantly, from box number 1. So $1.22 short enough. I'll put him on top. 6, Penny Magic, I think, can run into second. 4, Flashing Cooner, the kennel mate. And number 3, Speed Freak, Jesse, 1, 6, 4, 3.
I'll go 1, 3, 8 and 6. 1, Couch Surfer, going to be pretty hard to beat over this trip. He's got a great record from box number 1, like you said. So Couch Surfer on top. For second, 3, Speed Freak, I thought could run a cheeky race. Has finished third at her last 3. For third, 8, Chloe Ant, and for fourth, 6, Penny Magic. 1, 3, 8, 6, race 6.
I'll go 1, 3, 6 and 7 here. Number 1 on top, Couch Surfer picks itself from 3, Speed Freak, 6, Penny Magic, and 7, Spin the Bottle. 1, 3, 6, 7.
Let's go to race number 7 on the program, and the favourite is with number 7, Bungee Man, at $3. Greyhound has been very good in recent starts for punters and has been playing good returns, Shorty, and does look very hard to beat again.
I agree. I think this dog's in career best form, and the times on the board tell us that. Last 2 wins have been outstanding against good quality fields. This field's certainly no tougher than the last 2 that this dog's beaten. It was knocked over Nangar Bubbles 2 back, Moment to Hustle last time out. It's been, posing into a decent position, came from this very draw when winning last week. I think it's really hard to beat. I've made it one of the bets of the night, and I think the $3 is probably a little disrespectful to the form that this dog's in at the moment, to be brutally honest. So 7 on top, Bungee Man, made it one of the best on the night. From number 2, Sodamac, the debut run here in WA was really good in 29.79. Not as much luck last week, but the kennel have an excellent strike rate, and if it can get the start right and find a spot, it's likely to be there right in the mix. Number 6, Bell Violin, is a wonderful roving banker. Every time it goes to the track, it runs a whole lot of placings. It'll be doing so again, most likely in this race. And number 4 in Little Bit Warped. 7, 2, 6 and 4. I'll make number 7, Bungee Man, one of the best of the night.
I'll go 7, 4, 2, 8, 7. Bungee Man on top. He's really well graded here. Comes in as a provincial 4 and a mixed 4, 5 after coming off 2 last start city win efforts. For second, 4 Sunset. 4 was a little bit warped, I should say. Last start winner in Novice Company. Comes to greater company for the first time. For third, 2 Soda Mac was a good winner on debut in sub 30 seconds. For fourth, 8 Moldfetter Cruiser Greyhound, who I have a really high opinion of. It was a good run behind Cubit Manelli after getting in some early trouble. 7, 4, 2, 8, race 7.
Yeah, I don't think that price will last long. Bungee Man on top. 8, Moldfetter Cruiser Greyhound, who has a good strike rate from wide draws. Number 2, Soda Mac, has come across to WA and was very impressive on debut and had no luck at all last start as a $1.60 favourite. I think you can forgive that run. And 4, Little Bit Warped, has ability. Good race. 7, 8, 2 and 4. Once you get out of maidens are tough enough to win, but once you get out of maidens, novice grade 5s, it's almost free for all company.
It has been off, and that just speaks to the quality of dogs that race in WA now. There are no easy races. You have to earn every check that you get, and I think that's a credit to the breeding that's taken place over the last 10 years here in WA. Most of the dogs that race here now are bred here in WA, so it's certainly a credit to the job that everybody's done breeding the dogs here over the last decade, that's for sure.
Race number 8 on the program. Good betting race. This one should be, Shorty. Honestly, 2's the $2.80 favourite. Hasn't she returned to form and to racing in outstanding fashion? She was very impressive at both of her wins for Adam Smithson.
I agree, 100%. Another dog, I've said it, I don't want to be sounding like a broken record, but I'm loving this Cannington to Mandurah, and sometimes you get the result at Mandurah, but if you don't, often it's the next start when they switch back to Cannington where you see that real spike in performance, and that's exactly. Adam was lucky enough to get it both ways. He got Honestly 2 back into form in that free-for-all on the Friday night at Mandurah, ducked back to top grade at Cannington last time out, and Honestly 2 stepped out beautifully and was an impressive winner. I think we'll see something similar here on Saturday night from box 2. I see it leading, and from there it'll be hard to run down. From number 1, Custard Manelli, who's got the nice draw and can pose a threat. 4, Columbus Manelli's going great guns at the moment. It'll be charging home really hard at them late. And number 5, Inside Scoop. Number 8, Solidified. I don't want to disrespect. It's certainly in with claims as well, but I think the key to this race is the early split, and I think Honestly 2 will find the top. 2, 1, 4, 5.
I'll go 5, 2, 1, 8. 5 Inside Scoop on top, coming off an Anniversary Cup win 2 back. Had a little no luck last week in the free-for-all after copping some early interference. I think he's a little bit better than what we've seen in the past. For second 2, Honestly 2. Hard to knock a greyhound who's won last start in free-for-all company. Best of Night Time, and before then was a really good Mandurah winner as well. For third, number 1, Custard Manelli, doing some nice work off wide draws his last 2. And for fourth, 8, Solidified. 5, 2, 1, 8, race 8.
He's won close to $91,000 in stake money. Inside Scoop, little brother to Curate's Egg, who sits at home at the moment. Hard to watch sometimes, Shorty. It's a tough game. I'm going with you, though, Shorty, honestly, too. I think that she is able to hold up here and hold out Inside Scoop, who did win that Anniversary Cup, but it was from box number 1. It makes it a little bit more difficult to get across here. So 2 on top. She's a class runner. 5, Inside Scoop, very talented chaser. 1, Custard Manelli, and 8, Solidified. Leaving out Columbus Manelli, wouldn't be surprised to see him run into the money as well. But it's a really good race, as you'd expect. 2, 5, 1, 8.
Pete, I'm familiar with that story. Remember a little dog called Tommy Shelby? I raced a brother called Jumbo Jet.
Yeah.
That's lucky. You know what? He's still probably the best dog I've ever raced.
Yeah.
And I was so lucky to be a part of him. So I'll look back, and Curate's Egg might well get its way back to the track, Pete, and make you very proud in the upcoming months. But, yeah, sometimes you think, wow, would have been just nice if maybe the pick was a little bit different and got that one next door that's now one of the biggest stud dogs in the history of Australian greyhound racing.
Were they birth blue, or did you pick?
No, Jumbo was a black boy.
Oh, and you got the wrong colour.
No, we didn't get to choose anyway. So it's not like I can look back and go, I chose the wrong one. We were just lucky to be involved. But yeah, same litter. In my lifetime, I've had 3 dogs that have been litter mates to Group 1 winners.
It's remarkable.
You can and those ones I can claim full responsibility of just picking the wrong one.
I go back to 3 or 4 days ago, or actually 2 days ago, $1.80 favourite in a maiden, and trying to call a greyhound that found as much trouble as what Apple Crumble did. It was gut-wrenching. Anyway, let's move on to the last few.
Oh,
the favourite here, Sad Emoji, at $3.40, a greyhound who has won from an inside draw. In fact, he's only won the one race. That was 3 starts ago, but I think most of the litter don't mind a wide draw. Shorty, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is pretty challenging, to be quite frank. It's not a race that I'll be getting too heavily involved with. I thought that number 2, Jet Khan, got a good chance to win just because there's not a stack of early speed in this race, and it's a greyhound that was a good winner going back a few starts ago. Maybe with a good look at the arm here, it might be able to stretch them out a little bit. So I'll go with number 2 on spec, Jet Khan. From number 8, Sad Emoji, who's absolutely a threat, as is number 3, Shy Emoji. And I'll also have number 4, Starlight Ariel, who's never too far from the action. 2, 8, 3 and 4.
I'll go 2, 8, 4, 7, 2 Jet Khan on top with that good Mandurah win 3 back in 27.30. He's been hitting the line really well over the 520. I think 600 metres be right up his alley, and you think he should be on speed here as well. For second, number 8, Sad Emoji. For third, 4 in Starlight Errors, run some nice races over the trip. And for fourth, 7, Mulfetta Drive. 2, 8, 4, 7, race 9.
2847. What were your numbers? Sorry, Shorty.
2834.
2834. And I'm actually going totally different here. I'm going number 4 on Top Starlight Ariel in what I thought was a tough race. Greyhound has been knocking on the door with a few runs over this trip. Number 3, Shy Emoji, I think can certainly improve over this distance. Number 8 in Sad Emoji, and 7 Molfetta Drive, 4387. Race number 9. Race number 10, the Stephen Richards over the 380 metres. Very good trainer is Steve Richards, and he's been involved in the sport for a long period of time. No market up at the moment. But one that I'll be tipping here is Bronte Blazer, who has a good record from an inside draw. She's won 2 of 4. She was a good winner 2 starts back. The Shane train has got a good team going at the moment. He'll need to with Shorty's runner on Saturday night. 6 Terra County for second. Was a good winner in quick time from a similar draw last start, Shorty. 3 Rubidium, and number 4 Daft Yak. 1, 6, 3 and 4. Race number 10.
I'll go 1, 6, 4 and 5. I'll cop that kidney punch until he comes out and delivers. I can't really say much. His recent form has been steady. Bronte Blazer gets a lovely... Yeah, steady. Bronte Blazer...
6th, 7th, 8th.
Bronte Blazer off box number 1 here should get a lovely run because Kanji Giant... It's done some of the widest running I've seen of any dog in some time, Kanji Giant. So I'll go with Bronte to get that lovely run. From number 6, Terra County. Number 4 in Daft Yak could absolutely bob up in a race like this. And 5, Orokanui, 1, 6, 4 and 5.
Good field. I'm going 1, 6, 4, 8, 1. Bronte Blazer on top from the draw. Good record. 4 starts, 2 wins. Personal best to 21.66. Really competitive for this sort of class, as it would need to be. For second, number 6, Terra County. Can't knock this greyhound's form in free-for-all company. For third, 4, Daft Yak, who's a greyhound who probably is getting towards the tail end of his career, but he's still racing with a lot of gusto. And for fourth, 8, Stella Forever. 1, 6, 4 and 8, race 10.
1, 6, 3 and 4 for me. Bronte Blazer on top in race number 10 on the program. Race 11, no market up for the last couple of races, but a little bit twisted back to this journey. 9 from 9 over the distance. Jesse, can he make it 10?
Absolutely. He's undefeated over the trip. Great record. He's run into some talented types at Mandurah. This is a fair bit easier. He's back down in grade. He should be winning this. For second, number 1, Sheridan Keeping. For third, 5, Zara's Ivan. And for fourth, Arthur on 3, Tiffany Keeping. 7, 1, 5, 3, race 11.
Yeah, 7 stands out here. Should be very hard to beat. From number 1, Sheridan Keeping, racing well. I'll include a greyhound number 4 in Aston Casino. And number 2, Turk's Dream, 7, 1, 4, 2.
7, 1, 3 and 6 for me. And in the last, I'll go 7, 1, 2 and 5 with Speedy Willow looking very hard to beat. She's been knocking on the door and she deserves to break through in a race like this.
I agree. Made it one of the bets of the night, Speedy Willow, with that early pace to get across and be very hard to beat. From number 2, Escape Way. Greyhound number 1, Obsess Much. And 5, Tommy Fumble, 7, 2, 1, 5.
I'll go 2, 1, 7, 5, 2, Escape Way on top. Took out the dart over the 275 a couple of weeks back. Backed it up with a nice second last start behind Sunset Mayhem. Should be the early leader. I think will be pretty hard to beat. For second, 1, Obsess Much. For third, 7 in Speedy Willow. And for fourth, 5, Tommy Fumble. 2, 1, 7, 5, race 12.
Best, Jesse?
Race 4, number 8, Sunset Mirage. Race 7, number 7, Bungee Man. For a quaddie, 1, 3, 4, 8 the first leg. Standout 1, Couch Surfer in the second leg. 2, 5, 7, 8 the third leg. And home with 2, 5, 8 in the final leg. What do you like there, Shorty?
Saturday night for me, best bets. Race 5, number 4, West on Booney. I'll go 4 and 8, Quinella there. Race 7, number 7, Bungee Man. Race 12, number 7, Speedy Willow. The quaddie, 4 and 8, leg 1. Second leg 1 out with number 1, Couch Surfer. Third leg, numbers 2 and 7. And then that final leg, I will take numbers 1, 2, 4, 5 and 8. So very trim there on Saturday night. $20 for a full unit if you're playing that quaddie at home.
Good on you, boys. Thanks very much. Jesse, to you, to your family, and also yours, Shorty. Both of you boys have done an outstanding job on chasing winners throughout the year. You do an outstanding job in promoting greyhound racing in Western Australia. And I'm hoping that the two of you and your families have a wonderful Christmas. And Shorty, you're taking a break, so a well-deserved break. So enjoy that. And we'll look forward to catching up with you again in 2024.
Thank you, Pete. Yeah, back at you, mate, and to Sharon and your beautiful families. All the very best. Jesse, to yourself, to Terry, of course, the great man. Have a quiet sip with him on Christmas Day for us. And to all of our wonderful listeners and industry that are tuned in, thank you for the work you've done throughout the course of this year. The greyhounds themselves are the star of the show, and the job you do looking after them is really special. So give all of the greyhounds a special pat for us as well on Christmas Day. I'll join you in a couple of weeks' time, Pete. Till then, guys, many winners.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.